Steve Blankard here again, and this is part 2 of my Dana 44 rebuild project video. Last week I showed you I had it up in the garage and I had it cracked open, drained the oil out, and took a look at things. The brake drums were tight, so since then I brought it downstairs into my shop where it's warm because it's too darn cold in the garage to work. And so I've got it set up here on my bench. I got the cover off again, took another good look inside, and everything looks pretty nice. I don't see any problems, so that's encouraging. So where I'm at now is I'm getting ready to pull the drums off. Now, I'm not going to focus a lot, spend much time on pulling the brakes off, because really this video is going to focus on rebuilding the differential. But I wanted to show you I've got my OTC hub puller here. These come with 3 jaws, and I spent the extra money and bought 2 extras, so I actually have a leg on all 5 lugs, so it pulls evenly. I'm a safety engineer by trade. That's what I do for my bread and butter. So I kind of think safety probably more than a lot of folks do. So anyway, I didn't want to use a cheap puller, and I wanted to have all 5 legs to pull evenly so nothing breaks and goes flying. So anyway, I got it put on. I got it broken loose. It wasn't too hard to come off. I was pleasantly surprised. So I'll show you here. I'm going to go ahead and just finish pulling the drum off. Now this is a later 50s, I want to say M38, A1, and CJ3B axle that has the brake drum over the hub rather than the earlier CJ2A and MB style that has the brake drum behind the hub. So this would make it easier to change work on the brakes. I'm pulling it all off together just because it was all kind of stuck. So I'm just pulling the hub and the drum together, and see, it's coming along pretty easily, and there we go. That easily popped right off. The key fell out here, so that's good. So now I can get inside and take a look, and the keyway looks good on the axle. The brakes actually don't look too bad, but I'm going to replace these. I've got a complete set of 11-inch brakes from mid-70s CJ5. I put those on the front axle last year, and I really like the improvement on my CJ2A. So I built up another set of 11-inch brakes to put on the rear. So I plan to install those on this axle once I get all done rebuilding it. So these brakes are all going to come off. But it's good to see things look good inside. Don't see any damage. The axle keyway looks good. No, the threads all look good. So far so good. So now I need to move on to the other side, get the other half off, get the other brakes off, and then work on getting the axles out, and then we can start working on the differential. So I'll get back with you a little bit later. Guys, I'm back. Hey, I want to show you. I'm pulling the axle out, and I don't have a formal axle puller. So I want to show you a trick I read about online, and it seems to be working pretty good. So after I got the whole brake setup off, I put the hub back on just loosely, and then I took some 2 3/8 bolts and with a flat washer, and I put the nut at this end through the hole on the back plate here, and then with the head of the bolts up, pushing up against the hub. And with the nut back on, so it's firmly attached, I start tightening or turning this nut, and it pushes the hub out, and because the nut is on tight, it's starting to pull the axle out along with the bearing race. So it's a little slow. You got to go back and forth to each side tightening that nut, but it's slowly pulling it out. So it's a pretty simple, effective way to get the axle pulled without having a slide hammer or the proper factory tool to do it. So anyway, just wanted to show you that. Okay, I'll get back with you later. Bye. Hey guys, Steve Blankard here again. Hey, so I got both brake drums off. This side was a bear to get off. It was locked up solid. I had the heavy duty puller on it. I finally had to put heat on the hub, down around the hub area, to get it to expand out where I finally got it to pop loose. It was on there really tight. Anyway, I got both of those off. So now I can finally rotate the differential because the brakes were locked up. I couldn't move it. But it seems like I've got some other problem here now. As I rotate it, something's stopping it. It's rotating, and then it's hitting a stop somewhere. I go back this way, and it hits and it stops there. So I'm not sure what's going on yet, but there's a hard stop in it. So I don't know, maybe I got a broken tooth or I don't know. So I'm gonna have to get it apart and see what's going on. But it moves, but it's definitely hitting something hard. There's a hard stop in it in both directions. So anyway, that's where I'm at. See you guys in a little bit.